All right, so we are making a lot of progress with our game. We're able to save our high scores. Now we just need to be able to display them to the user. So we're going to create our high scores HTML, and we're also going to need a high scores JavaScript. All right, so in our HTML, we'll start off with our boilerplate. We'll call this high scores. We will reference the link for our app CSS. We don't need any specific stylings for high, or actually we do have just a bit, so we'll add another one for high score CSS, and I'll add that file here. All right, so there's I think we've got, just one more thing. Our script, we'll need to include a script to high scores JavaScript. All right, and then inside of our body, we'll do, I'm just going to copy these again. And actually, I'm just going to copy this because we've done enough typing out HTML. So we've got our standard container, and then our high scores page basically inside of it with flex center and flex column. So what we've got is an H1 that says high scores. Then we've got a UL called high scores list, and then a button to go home. So let's navigate over to high scores. And notice we've got the UL, the unordered list, in here somewhere, but there's nothing in it. And that's what JavaScript is going to do for us. Is we're going to use JavaScript to populate that list. So this is actually going to be fairly simple inside of high scores JS. One, we want to get a reference to our high scores list. So high scores list going to be like that. And let me close the project explorer, and then we want to get the high scores out of local storage. So const high scores equals, and this is going to be exactly what we did before. So we're going to JSON.parse the local storage get item high scores, and if that doesn't work, if that doesn't return anything, we'll say or empty array. All right, so that way nothing breaks. So let's log this just so we can see that it's there. See that we're getting something back. So high scores in the console. All right, it should be James, and Jess. I'm definitely winning in the numbers there. So that's working. And then we want to go through and iterate through each score. And for each one of those scores, we want to add an LI to our unordered list. Now this is the exact use case for map. So high scores, which is an array, map, we'll get a reference to each high score. And actually, just to shorten this up, I'll call it score. And basically in here, we can do something with each of these scores. So let me just do a couple of logs in here so you guys can see. We're going to get a reference to each one of these. Each one is an object. And what we want to do is we want to create an LI that has both the username and the score inside of it. So let's do template literal, and let's grab the score.username, and then we'll do a dash, and then do score.score. So let's log that. Now we should see username. Is that not what I did? Or name, I think, is what I did. All right. So there we go. So you'll see the scores here. We want these to not just be strings. We want these to actually be LIs. So we can create in JavaScript, just say, hey, we're going to create an LI that has that stuff as its content. And then we'll close out the LI. So save this. Now we should see there's li. And we can also add a class here. So class, so we can just type this in here. So basically we're writing HTML inside of our JavaScript. So save this, and we'll see that the LIs are being printed out. Now this is printing out each LI. This is printing out each LI total. So what I want to show you with map is I'm going to return this string for each one of those items, and then console log what the actual output of this whole thing is, which I think is pretty sweet. So when I output this thing totally, notice that it's an array of strings. So what map does is it takes an incoming array, which is high scores, and allows you to convert each of those items to something new in the new array. So we're taking in the score object and we're returning back a string version of an LI that has the stuff in it that we need, which is pretty sweet. Now you can also take, since this is an array, you can take a join and join all of those elements in the array, join it with an empty string. And so now I do, no semicolon. Now I'm actually getting a string with all of my LI content in here. And you may or may not know where we're going here, but what we're going to do is we're going to say high scores list, which is an unordered list, and we're going to set the inner, actually not set, but inner HTML to this this mapped joined string, if that makes sense. So we save this and refresh. Now we should see these scores are popping up, which is pretty cool, I think. So the only thing left here is to style it. And before we do that, I just want to kind of make sure that you guys, if you're not familiar with map, you spend a little time with this. Just the basic understanding is you take an array of items and you're converting each of those items into something else. For the most part, once you do it a few times, you'll get used to it. Also notice, if you guys have done any React, this is almost exactly how React works, where you're creating JSX, which is really just HTML and a string in JavaScript. And then you're using that to put it on the screen, basically. So that's what we're doing here. And this technique with using map and then turning outputted strings, outputted HTML strings is pretty common in React too. So last thing we want to do is just grab our high scores CSS, and we will say our high scores list. We'll say list style is none. So save that. That'll get rid of the bullet points if I typed it in right, I think. High scores, did I spell that right? Nope, capital L. High scores list, that'll get rid of the bullet points. By default, the items in there have padding to the left because of those bullet points, or they actually just indent them a bit. So let's do padding left is 0 and just line them up on with no padding on the left. And then we'll say margin bottom is 4 rem, just to space it out from the go home button to give a little space. And then for each one of our high score, set the font size to 2.8 rem. All right, we'll say margin bottom for each one of those is going to be 0.5 rem. And last thing we'll do, just a small effect, is just add a hover effect. And we'll do a transform of the score to scale it up to, let's say 1.025. So this will just make it a little bit bigger. If we get, all right, done reloading, just make it a little bit bigger as we go through. So we've got our high scores. We can also, I think I'm missing a little bit in here. We can add, where's our JavaScript file? Add just a space in here to make that look a little bit cleaner. There we go. So we're able to save our high scores. We're able to load them in our high scores screen from local storage, which is pretty sweet. And then we're actually able to go back home and kind of navigate through our application. Now, one extra thing to note, local storage is not secure. As you saw, I could come in to local storage and I could say my most recent score is whatever this really big number is. And you may have seen people do that where they kind of hack games like that in the past. This is not secure. This is just for demo purposes. If you really wanted to do this, you would save it in a database somewhere where no one else could go in and just kind of change what they're saving. But I think we're making a lot of progress. This is really, really cool. We've got a few more videos coming up. In the next one, we're going to load our questions from a JSON file instead of from an API, or excuse me, instead of from a static array. Then we're going to actually use a public API to load OpenDB API questions from. Then we're going to add a loader, and then we're going to wrap up. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.